Hello, my name is Annalisa Maria, or Annalisa or Maria. If you just have arrived, welcome back, or if you just have arrived, welcome. Nice to meet you. If you are coming back, thank you so much for coming back to my YouTube channel. Today, I am going to be showing you some of my speed paints. Again, hi kitty. Got a guest here with us today. The last time I did a video like this was over a year ago now. Link over here, if I did that right, where you can watch the last time I did a video like this, where basically I just kind of talk about my process, my inspiration, and like anything I struggled with and stuff like that as we watch the speed paint together. I've had Procreate, which Procreate has this really awesome feature where you can basically go in and export like the speed paint of any of your videos. So that's what I did to record these. I didn't like think of it and speed it up, so sorry. But anyway, I've had Procreate for a while now, so I feel like my understanding of the software and hopefully what I can do with it has developed a little bit since the last time. And I've also had an Apple Pencil for a while now, so that's another development. I still have a lot to learn overall, but anyway, let's jump into the speed paints and hang out together. Okay, so this first piece, I got inspiration for the pose, like, off of Pinterest. Like, I'm bored of, like, different dynamic poses I can practice drawing. And then I just kind of, like, did my own thing with it, and I don't know, I didn't really have a plan, but I was really pleased with how it turned out anyway, so. At first, you can see here, I'm just kind of, like, getting out the rough details, of what I saw. I'm drawing from reference here, and then I add my own hair, my eye, and I'm like, okay, what is this character? Who are they? And I just kind of, like, I draw so many characters that don't have any sort of backstory that I might never even draw again. I just kind of make up random characters a lot. And I want to get better about, like, sticking to characters and developing backstories and stuff, but anyways, I decided I wanted to do kind of like a really sketchy, realistic, textured look for this piece, so I hand kind of scribbled in all of the color, which I don't typically do. And then I used just like a multiply layer with pink, I think, for this shadow work, which is kind of suspect, but you know, when I finish it all out, it really ties it together. So I've got like my colors pretty much done, doing a little more shadow in there with the hair. And then I didn't really know what I was doing with the highlights here. Like, I'm kind of learning to be better, but I don't know. I want to be like one of those people that's really confident about their highlights and they can just like poof, some white and it's like, why does that look so realistic? But I'm not quite there yet. Anyway, then I was playing around with what colors I wanted the background to be. I pretty quickly figured out I wanted sort of like a road motif, because it felt like we were kind of like at a very dynamic angle, like they're running away. And then I just created the shadow by duplicating a layer of like the line of the colors and then alpha locking it, filling it with the color of the shadow, and then lowering the opacity. And then I used like the warp feature and stuff to do that. So that is the first piece. Like I said, I didn't really have any sort of plan going into it. I definitely struggled with the shoes. Like, I'm sure you can tell, but the feet are not exactly correct. But I was still really like excited overall by just how fun it turned out. And you know what? That's what art is truly about, isn't it? Fun. Okay, moving on to the next piece here. I've been really into like mythology and like just the history of ancient cultures, so obviously I had to do a little bit of artwork inspired by it. This piece is clearly inspired by ancient Greek mythology. We've got a satyr here and a nymph. I'm gonna let my cat out. Be right back. No? You don't want to go out? What are you doing at the door then? Bye. So anyway, this piece, I really just was like, well, I saw a satyr on Pinterest and I was like, fire. I want to try drawing a satyr. And then I decided, like, well, I want to give him a companion, and I made this like my own satyr, but you know what, I want to counter the satyr accusations and the satyr stereotypes, even though I know it was a real thing. It's quite disturbing. Sorry if you don't know what I'm talking about, because I haven't explained it yet. There was a lot of like kind of predatory, like not okay overtones in some of the Greek myths revolving satyrs and their exploits with women, and particularly Pan, but satyrs in general, and also sometimes animals. It's not great. Basically, I was like, I want to draw a satyr and a nymph who are actually in love with each other. There's nothing weird going on, just some cute wholesomeness. So that's what this drawing ended up to be. So we start with just getting my satyr. I stayed pretty close to my reference here, except for like the hair and like the face, if you know what I'm saying. And then obviously the colors are totally different, but I did use the same pose as my Pinterest, and all the pins that I were inspired by are going to be linked in the description, so feel free to check those out. Then I got my little nymph here. I hope I can find this pin. It was like a Italian fresco or something of nymphs in a field or whatever that I was kind of inspired by, but even then it's very different. So I'm just kind of like filling in their clothes here. I don't really know wrinkles or anything. This is just my best approximation. And then I also was kind of lazy about line art with this one. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with clean line art. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I'm like, get me out of here. This was a get me out of here piece, so we just went with the sketch. And then I kind of really struggled with the background here. Obviously I'm trying to make it look like mossy and kind of whimsical, like they're on a little rock island in a creek in Arcadia, but I wasn't exactly sure what to do. So I played around a lot with this, and then I ended up going back and adding the shadows after I got most of the background in, because I was like, I forgot that. I just straight up forgot. And again, I'm not totally confident about the shadows here. I'm really not. But again, that's not what art's about, is it? So then I did some experimentation here with the background that did not turn out really well at all, and you can see I kind of scrapped that, and then I decided to use this like bokeh flare brush or whatever that Procreate comes with, and I thought that created a really nice like magical ambiance around them. So that's what I decided to go with. And here's piece number 2. Let me know what you think about this one. I think it has some strong points and some weak points, but I'm happy with it overall. Okay, moving on to piece number 3. This is a original character who I actually have a name and semi-backstory for. I think she would be, like, my dream would be for her to be in, like, an animated episodic series, but who knows, maybe I'll make some, like, web comics with her or something, if I have time, because I don't know how to animate at all. I'm trying to kind of teach myself, but it's not going very fast. Right now I can do, like, a ball bouncing, and that's about it. So, anyways, this character, she is from kind of, like, a high fantasy, but also more, like, pre-1500 BCE, era, like, no, more like pre-500 BCE era, like, ancient Earth, I guess. But anyways, I don't really want to waste too much time talking about my story idea. My idea with this piece was, again, I saw a pose on Pinterest, and I wanted to draw my character. So, I didn't really have a plan. I don't often have a plan going into these pieces. That's something I guess I'm learning about myself, doing these things. You can see I'm trying many different things at the beginning to get the pose right. Even though I have a reference, it's still not turning out right. And then I was like, I don't know, maybe she could be holding her hand out with some fire or something like that. And I don't think that's... I think I'm learning that a thumb wouldn't go up. Well, yeah, I guess it's okay. Anyway, I got my sketch in there, and then I did go in. Today was one of those I'm gonna do line art, clean line art days. So I went in with the same brush I used for my sketch because I didn't want like a super smooth line art, but I wanted it to be cleaner. And I went in with like a really dark reddish brown, because I like to experiment with colored line art sometimes. I think I did colored line art in general with this piece. Yeah, so you can see I did like a red around the fire, and then I should have done, I don't know, I could have done more with it. But I wasn't even really sure what the color palette was going to be when I went into this. So if you have any tips on how to do colored line art better, please let me know, because I always struggle with it, even though I really like how it looks in the end design. I think it's really cool. So I would like to be better at it. But yeah, then I'm going in experimenting with the fire. I tried some of the like burn or bloom effect or whatever, and I didn't like it, so I took it away. And then I'm just going in with my shadows. I'm trying to think about like where the fire would be, but I don't know if I did a great job where the fire would be lighting up things. Yeah, we'll see about that. But then I am kind of proud. I did go in here and do some like glow of the fire on her, so it, sorry, lamp. So it kind of has that more realistic appearance. And then I just decided to go simple for this one. I thought it's such like a standout piece. I think it would look really nice with a black background. So that's what I went with. And this is the final piece of this is piece number 3. Number 3rd piece. I hope you like it. So that was all of the speed paints I have prepared to show you today. I do draw quite a bit, so these videos are pretty simple for me to make, which is why I really like making them, but it still feels like a really useful / interesting thing and just like a way to connect with you guys. So I really appreciate you watching. I had so much fun and I hope you stick around. I have a Ko-Fi now. I have 0 supporters currently, so if you would like to change that, that would make my day. I just wanted to share that with a small audience I do have, because I'm just trying to grow doing what I love here, and that's kind of hard in AI capitalist, post-capitalist overrun dystopia. So help a guy out. So currently on my Ko-Fi, I have commissions available, both like humanoid people and pony Sonos portraits. As you can see, I like my little pony. I am planning on also putting stickers up for sale very soon on there. So if you would like stickers, I'm thinking of, I have a bunch of stickers sheet designs already, and I'm like almost there. So if that's something you're interested in, please let me know and stay tuned for that. Thank you so much again for watching. I really appreciate your time here, and I hope to see you again. Bye!